Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading, and today is April 25th, 2023, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the euro sitting there on resistance as it's making its way to 110.5-ish level. Now looking at the major economic events of today, so out of the United States at 4 p.m. South African time, we have a CB consumer confidence number coming out, and we also have a bunch of stock earning reports this morning, starting out with Microsoft, Google, and Visa. Microsoft being very, very important. Now looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, pretty much majors just drifting sideways and not doing much. And looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ also just drifting. And looking at commodities, gold hugging support, while oil gets a little bit of a bounce. Now looking at the stocks, they are together with the indices and just drifting, waiting for some sort of sign. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're going to take a look at the Euro USD, and starting out, you can see we're at 110.50, not breaking higher, but we are at resistance-ish level. So it doesn't need a lot for this to continue. I mean, that is a wedge formation if I saw one. And yes, there was a point where it did look like it's trading sideways, but I think if it does push above it, it's going to break it and it's going to go with some gusto. And that's really an important element. So keep this in view today as this also unfolds. Now looking at the other majors, not doing much. Okay, if we look at the GBP, just really consolidating around its top range. The Australian dollar doing nothing, and the Japanese yen also doing nothing. So majors are really not doing a lot, but it could be that one, like the euro, that's going to just take us higher, and that's going to be the one that's going to show us which way we're going to go. Now jumping into commodities, looking at gold, we're hugging that 1994-ish support-ish level. Nothing doing beyond that, just consolidating and leaving it at that. Crude oil actually bounced to $78 a barrel. If you look at a daily, you can see it a little bit clearer. And we closed that gap and then at $76 and just bouncing $2 from there. Now we're midway, okay? For all intents and purposes, we're almost midway between $82 and $77. So, you know, not a high probability trade here. I wouldn't jump into it. But jumping into the U.S. markets, okay? The Dow Jones just drifting sideways. This is really very frustrating. 33,391. We've been in a 300-point range, really. Not doing much. The NASDAQ also just churning sideways at 13,000. If we look at the major stocks, okay, they're not doing much either. They're also drifting. Apple drifting, okay, sideways right here. Alcoa on its lows, didn't break out lower, but still drifting. Facebook also at 212, didn't do much yesterday. And Microsoft today is coming out with earning reports. So here's the deal, okay? If the report comes out really good, 296, if it breaks above that, we could see it going up to $300. Okay, so just keep in mind that will be the first time that we have been at $300 since 2022, which is almost a year ago in April. So that is something really to take note of as this is making that turn. Now looking at the other majors today, Amazon coming out at 106, which is really sideways trading, and Google also coming out with their reports later today. And again, it's hard to see with the chart, but it's trading close to its relative short-term highs. I mean, it's a very similar graph to the Microsoft. So keep that in mind as these are going to come out with a lot of news, and that's going to affect the markets. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, really unchanged, $27,400. Just let the market come to you. Sometimes the markets need to consolidate, kind of find their way, okay? Kind of find which way they want to go next, and that's when you pounce. So just be patient. The week is a big week for earnings season. We'll start it today with Microsoft, Google, and Visa. And as we go throughout the week, we'll have the rest of the FANG stocks. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.